Well, good evening, everybody. It's great to be here on our bi-monthly webinars for the Web Center program. Really excited about tonight's topic. It's actually going to be jam-packed with a ton of information. So whatever you do, don't get overwhelmed. I will be recording tonight's webinar, and I'm going to be uploading the slides as well. So if you feel like you need to take notes, it's fine. I'm going to be uploading the PowerPoint to mawc411.com tomorrow. So don't be overwhelmed by the amount of information that you're going to get tonight. So, a couple of quick reminders. This is a bi-monthly webinar series. So our next webinar will be on March 5th. It's the first and third Tuesday of every month. You can count on that. And I'll be announcing the topics that we'll be covering through our official MA Web Center's Facebook page. So if you're wondering what we're going to be talking about, all you've got to do is be a fan of us on Facebook, and you can check, on the day of and find out what we're going to be covering. I do my very best to record all of the webinars and upload them to mawc411.com the next day. So as long, barring any technical difficulties, you can usually count on a recording of the webinar that you may or may not have missed or may want to watch again the very next day. All you've got to do is click on training and support and then scroll down to webinars, and the most recent webinar that we've done is at the very top. During the webinar, if you have any questions, feel free to send me some questions in the chat box below. When I'm done going through the presentation tonight, what I'll do is I'll stop recording and I'll go ahead and answer as many questions as I can. All right, so let's get started. Here's what we're going to be covering tonight. I was not joking when I said there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about. But what I want to talk about for tonight is how can we as Web Center owners leverage the different sales tools that we have available to us so that we can share information more efficiently and better with our website prospects, right? So I'm going to go over some very basic rules for how to use these sales tools properly. And then I'm going to go through all of the different tools that are available to us. Now, keep in mind that you don't have to use all of the tools that I talk about tonight. You may find that you only feel comfortable using the Facebook and your business card, or the flash drive and using the videos, or whatever it is that you like. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that by the end of tonight's webinar, you're aware of all of the tools that are out there, how they can be best used, and where to actually locate them. So and that's really the big goal for tonight. So we're going to talk about some basic rules about Facebook, about flash drives, about brochures and business cards and videos with the mobile site and within your own Web Center front end, how to use domains and emails, how you can do email marketing campaigns as a Web Center owner. We're talking about Jeremy's Hot Topics, which is our Web Center newsletter that goes out. And then we're going to talk about how you factor into all of this. But like I said, don't feel like by the end of this webinar that you have to start using every single one of these tools all at once. You probably want to pick one or two of them from the list. Start there, start leveraging the tool so that you can do a good job with it, and then grow from there. So let's start off with some basic rules. So all of the sales tools that we go through tonight, these basic rules are going to apply to them, okay? The number one rule is this: sales tools are not at all a replacement for conversations, right? The sales approaches that we use, the simple sales approach or the networking approach or the conversational marketing that we do, all of those things are first and foremost, right? The sales tools are not meant to replace that. They're not an automatic appointment. It's not like, hey, if you drop off a flash drive with somebody, then automatically they're going to call and know what to do and set up an appointment with you. There are ways that you need to use these tools so that they actually end in an appointment, right? There's some steps that you need to take to actually use the tools properly. But basically, all in all, using a sales tool is not a set it and forget it crockpot kind of a thing, right? You need to use the sales tools in appropriate ways so that it's supporting what you do when you're talking with prospects, either as a first look or as a follow-up, and it's just literally just enhancing your experience and helping you to be more productive, right? So that's really important. Secondly, different sales tools are not going to be really relevant for all of the Web Center owners. So for example, if you are a brand new Web Center owner using the simple sales solution, you may use these sales tools in a completely different way than somebody that's a more experienced Web Center owner that's sold a couple of websites and is now using the networking approach, if that makes sense, right? So And actually, when we get down to the end of this, there's maybe a few sales tools that somebody that's brand new or using the referral approach or the simple sales approach may not even use those tools at all. So I'm going to do my very, very best as I talk about each tool to talk about who I recommend uses them and how I recommend that you actually use the tool. But just be aware, like I said, that you need to really think about and identify what tools are going to be best for you, for who you are and how you best share information and what approach you're using. So what it all boils down to for me is that the way that you should be thinking about using all of these tools that we're going to talk about is they are best used in these two ways. Number one, as a conversation starter, right? As a first look. It's a great, all of them provide you with a great way to get a prospect talking, to get them interested, to pique their interest, get them asking questions so that you can now open the door and have an initial conversation and start asking the questions that you need to ask that lead up to your answer to what is it where you set the appointment, right? It's a great conversation starter, but they can also be a really great follow-up, right? And we're going to talk about the best ways to use these as follow-up, but I just want to go ahead and make one really important point here. When you're using any sales aid at all, whether it's talking about your web center program or whether you're talking about your business in general, the most important part about using like a sales tool or a video or whatever is to schedule a time to pick it up, right? So if you're going to be using an aid or a brochure or a video or a flash drive or whatever as a follow-up tool, you want to make sure that you drop it off on Monday and you say, great, so take a look at this, and you know what, I'm going to give you a call on Thursday to pick it up, and we'll see what you thought about it since then. And that's just old school Market America sharing audios and cassette tapes, business building ABCs, right? It's so old school, but it totally works. And the reason it works is because when you drop off something and you tell somebody that you're going to be picking it up on Thursday and that you want to know what they thought of it, you're basically setting the stage. You're letting them know that there's an expectation, and that expectation is that on Thursday you're going to be face to face and you're going to want to know what they thought about it. So they will have had to take a look at it, right? And again, it's setting up the expectation that there will be a follow-up conversation had, right? So let's get started and let's take a look at all the tools that are available and how you can actually start applying them. And just keep in mind, you guys, that these basic rules and the basic ways that I recommend that you use all of the tools are applicable to basically every one of the tools that we're going to get started with. So the first one I want to talk about is Facebook, okay? Now, when I'm talking about Facebook, I'm talking about Facebook in terms of our Facebook, facebook.com/official MA Web Centers, right? I want to talk to you about the best way to leverage the MA Web Centers Facebook page. Now, first of all, you need to understand that this Facebook account is meant for distributors only. So you don't want to have your potential customers becoming a fan of our official MA Web Centers Facebook page, because we put a lot of distributor support materials up on our Facebook platform. And that's not necessarily the kind of stuff that you want your clients reading about, right? But what we do post on our Facebook is a lot of shareable content, right? So, and I'm going to go through what kinds of shareable content we share with you, but just understand this, the stuff that we put on there, it's not, to gain your support as a distributor. We already have that. We're giving you stuff so that, number one, you could become more educated in the program. But number two, you have some really great content that you could share with your prospects, right? You can share any of this content that we put out there, either on your personal Facebook page or one-on-one with one of your personal website clients or excuse me, website prospects, right? So let's take a look at what kinds of information you can share. One of the best and actually most effective things that people are sharing are the design center examples, right? So, every so often, every week or two, I get a bunch of samples that are currently in design from the COO over at MA Web Centers, from Brett. He shares some of the current designs that are being done by a design center, and what we do is we post them on MA Web Centers Facebook page to show you the different designs that are coming out. So you could just see from this past week, we shared two. We shared one with a contractor, and I'll get more specific about this one in a second. And that was well received. It was shared 25 times. And then we also shared one that was done in Spanish. So that was really cool. So the key is to understand, Now that you've seen these designs, what do you do with them, right? How do you make the most out of, obviously you see the level of design, you see it's great, you see that it's well received and that people are liking it. So how do you use that to your advantage as a web center owner? Well, one of the things you can do is you can share this design either on your personal Facebook page, or you can share it on your business page if you happen to have one, or you can share it in a private message with a potential customer, or you can even just save it to your hard drive and email it to a potential customer, right? But when you do it, you want to go ahead and put some sort of text with it, right? And when you send that text with the example of the design, you want to make sure that it's short, sweet, and it ends in a question. All right, you don't want to be sending out, a design like this is a design sample right here of a contractor. And what I wrote was, hey, spring is almost here. You know, any contractors that would benefit from a website, check out one of these recently done by our design center, right? There's a question in there. It's short, it's sweet, and it's thought provoking, right? And it makes sense because we're right around the corner from home show season when all the contractors go to home shows and they try to get the majority and the bulk of their business for the summer. So that makes sense. So some of the things that I recommend if you're doing this with simple sales and maybe you're not, and you're using that referral approach and you're not saying that you own your web center business, but rather you're using that referral approach, you might say something like, wow, take a look at this design done by our design center. Know anybody that could benefit from a better website? Right? Or the company I work with has an entire division that helps businesses leverage the internet. What do you think of this design? Know anybody that could benefit from a better website? Let me know. And all you're doing is you're putting yourself out there and you're doing it in a very safe way, right? It's not aggressive. You're not shoving this down anybody's throat. You're simply sharing a beautiful design and letting people know that you have this in. And if they know anybody that they could recommend, go ahead and send them your way. It's a really, really great way to do it because it's visual. One of the key, most important ways that you can leverage social media at all is to include as many media rich elements as possible. And by that, I mean pictures, videos, links, things that are more than just text. So, some basic tips for sharing design concepts as a first look, right? So, if you were going to share one of these design concepts as a first look, not as a follow up, here are some of my tips. Number one, make sure that it's consistent with your approach. Meaning, if you are using the referral approach, you don't want to go and you're telling everybody that you work with a great company who has an entire division that specializes, but you don't necessarily specialize. Make sure that you take that stand when you're sharing sharing designs, and that you're not pretending to be something that you're not, right? If you are specializing in web centers, make sure that you say, I specialize in this. Take a look at what our design center just recently did, right? Edify the design center. Now, it's really important that you do that, especially when you're sharing design concepts that we're sharing on our Facebook platform, because they're not your client, right? It is not true if you share a design done. These are real clients, right? These are clients of actual web center owners that are being designed in at the actual time by our design center. So make sure you edify that this is the team of professionals that does the design for you, and take a look at some of the work that they've completed. It's really important that you edify them in that capacity, and that you don't share, for example, this salon's website and say, look at my client. This isn't your client. This is an example of the design center. So again, you want to make sure that you're sharing it in the right capacity. Definitely, if you should always end in some sort of a question or a call to action. So if you look at what we did here, it said, know anybody who could benefit from a better website, right? It's giving people that look at it a call to action to respond and say, actually, I do know somebody that could benefit from a better website, or wow, that's really great work. Let me think about that. I didn't know that you did that. Actually, you know what? My neighbor owns a painting company. I should totally let him know about you guys, right? Just make sure that you understand that you're being consistent with yourself, you're edifying the right people, and really, honestly, if it feels natural to you, if it feels truthful to you, then you're probably using it right. Okay, you can share these designs, like I said, either with specific people one-on-one, as a one-on-one type of an approach. If you happen to know a contractor, or if you have a friend that works at a salon and you saw that I just posted a salon design example on our Facebook page, go ahead and share that design. Be like, hey, our design center just totally did this, and I thought about you guys. What do you think? Right? Let it be a great conversation starter. So take a look at more specifically what we did with this construction company just a few weeks ago. So here's the construction company that the design center just finished doing a proof for. It's a really great design. And what we did is we uploaded it to MA Web Center's Facebook page and we said, spring is almost here. Know any contractors who could benefit from a better website? Check out this one by our design center. Now you can see how great that was, right? It was really simple. It lets people start thinking about a specific industry. And that's what I wanted you to take away from this. I didn't just say, we do great websites, know anybody that owns a business. Because what happens is people hear that and it's just too broad of a statement. It's too broad of a question. But what I did was I honed it into a specific type of client that people will start to think about, right? When I write, spring is almost here, know any contractors who, people that read this are going to go, yeah, actually, I do know some contractors, and they're going to think more specifically and get you some specific leads right away. Whereas the more broad you are, the less likely people are going to respond to what you put out there. So that's a really, really key thing. When you're sharing these designs, try not to be so open-ended or so broad and just try to throw your fishing line out there and hope anything bites. Go ahead and be specific. Not only are you going to get people to respond better and quicker, but more than that, it gives you an opportunity to bring it up more often, right? If you just constantly are putting random designs out there and just these very broad statements about how you offer websites to everybody on earth, then it gets old, right? But if you send out a contractor one and you say, hey, anybody know any contractors? And you get specific, then next week when you want to go ahead and share one of the restaurant designs that we've done, you can get more specific about that. And it's not old anymore. It just gets people thinking and it feels fresh. So you can see here, this was on February 15th, 25 people shared it, and they probably did something very similar to what we just talked about. So some other great ways to use our Facebook. We are always sharing different sales techniques or different tools that are working with you guys. So if we see something that is currently being successful in today's market, or that web center owners are doing that is working, we share that with you. So take a look at this. A few weeks ago, we had a web center owner, a very successful web center owner, Don Fagan, and he was just sharing with the 90-day fast track group all about how he leverages using thank you cards and a business card with his clients, and how that's turned into a really great source of referrals for him because people feel well taken care of, and they appreciate that Don takes that little extra step to show his appreciation. And what they're doing in turn is they're building loyalty and then turning around and giving him referrals. So what we did was we shared an actual just a picture that he does a picture of the card that he shares with his clients. So it just says, check out what Don Fagan does to be a good customer manager with his website prospects. It was a very simple thank you card. And oh, and by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals, and a little business card. See how simple that was, you guys? It was really, really awesome. And again, our Facebook page, not only does it give you shareable content, but we're going to share with you successful techniques that are working as well, including other tools, whether they're traditional or non-traditional, that are working. So I really highly encourage you to engage with that as well. In addition, some more shareable content. We're constantly posting updates about the program that you can use, right? So by doing that, you continue to not only build rapport with your existing clients, but you're also going to be exciting interest or piquing interest in your product by demonstrating some knowledge in customer service through your own personal branding. And all I mean by that is this. Like if you saw MA Web Centers, we had that huge blizzard in the Northeast a few weeks ago. So we just wrote, wishing all of our web center owners in the Northeast a warm and cozy blizzard day. Remember, if any of your clients need help with their websites, customer care is open. Now that just basically was a really great it sparked a thought. So if you're a web center owner and you're majoring in web centers, you may have said something on your own Facebook page similar to that, saying, gosh, I know that we're going to be out of commission for a while because of the blizzard, but we just want to say we're really happy that all of our clients still have unlimited access to our customer care, and our customer service is open and available. just a quick story that I can share with you guys is that kind of stuff, that thought-provoking stuff that I remember I opened up a newsletter once and I saw that, and it happened to be during Hurricane Irene when almost all of the local businesses in the north in Connecticut and Massachusetts were out of commission because of flooding. I opened up a newsletter from MA Web Centers and I saw, hey, if you're having just because you're having weather issues doesn't mean that your customers can't get help with their website, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, it was really interesting. I updated my Facebook page with that because I had read it in MA Web Center's newsline, and I ended up getting 2 new customers and a ton of likes from my existing customers because they were just really happy to see like that we were there. We were there to support them even through like bad weather. So anyway, this is just a really great example that some of the stuff that we put on there, maybe it's just text, maybe it's not a design, but it's still stuff that you could be sharing with your prospects, or just sharing in general to just show people and personally brand yourself on Facebook or on social media. All right, so that's Facebook. That's our Facebook. I want to switch gears over to the new flash drive. Okay, so this new flash drive, we just actually rolled it out at World Conference. It's brand new. It's a 19-minute overview of the entire MA Website Center's product and what it can do for your potential customer. It was professionally produced. And it's available in multiple languages. And when you get the flash drive, I believe it's a 4 GB flash drive with all of this stuff preloaded. The 19-minute video, which you can play. It also comes preloaded with the PDF for the features and benefits guide of what, basically what our website can do or what a website can do for your client, as well as a social media marketing guide. And this social media marketing guide is geared toward your potential customers, and it gives them some suggestions for how they should be leveraging Facebook, Twitter, blogs, Google Buzz, all of the major social media outlets, and how our tech support can support them in that. Now, this flash drive, like I said, we just rolled it out. It is available to purchase now and in your web center, and I'll show you where in just a minute. But let me go ahead and just show you like what's actually there. All right, so firstly, like I said, there is the entire complete overview. I just want to point out that by clicking play, you can watch it from start to finish. If you don't like the instrumental music in the background, you can go ahead and stop the instrumental music and only listen to the words if you'd like, and you can play with the volume as well. So once you've chosen your language, you can go ahead and do that. The next thing you can do is you can go ahead and view a chapter menu. So what's really, really cool about this is that all of the languages are also separated into 19 chapters. So if you have a prospect that's really, really interested in only social media, and that's really their hot button, and that's going to be your in to getting them to commit to a website appointment, you could totally just open up your flash drive, scroll down to chapter 9, click on it, and only watch the little blurb about social media and how our website platform will help your prospect to leverage social media. Right? So it's really, really exciting for that. We're going to talk about specifically how to use this and how you might be able to have the best way to use this with your potential customers. But just understand that, listen, some clients are only going to be interested at first in 1 or 2 things, right? Maybe the only thing they may be interested in right in the beginning is search engines. I want to be found on Google, but I like my website kind of, right? That's fine. Go ahead and scroll down to SEO. Start there. And then they're going to see that not only do we have SEO, or a great system for helping you to manage your visibility online, but look at all of these other things that come with the websites that we sell. It's a really, really incredible overview, and it's a really, like I said, easy way to get your customer to take a look at the one little thing that they're interested in and open the door to an appointment to discuss all of the other things that come with it as well. So let's talk about how do we use the flash drive. Well, it's an incredible first look, right? So if you have somebody that wants to do their homework before they commit to an appointment, or they want to see something, or they want to research a little bit for it, that's fine. Go ahead and drop off your flash drive, and it's a flash drive. So schedule a time to pick that thing back up. Do not just give them away. First of all, you don't want to be just giving away random flash drives to people. That's just not cool. But second of all, if you don't schedule a time to pick them up, then you're not giving yourself an opportunity to have a conversation, right? when you pick up that flash drive, like for example, if you dropped it off today and you said you're picking it up on Thursday, that's going to be that magic moment where you get to say, so what'd you think? Did you get a chance to look at this? Do you have any questions? Awesome. Did you write your questions down? Let's schedule an appointment so that we can get those questions answered and make sure that we uh, we address all of your concerns, and we give you a full, interactive, comprehensive overview. Right? It's so much more effective than just sending an email. Right? If somebody says to me, "Hey, can you send me something?" and you just send them a quick email or you just drop something in the mail, there's no way to really guarantee that they've read that message. Right? You can't guarantee that they read the email or that they opened up your letter in the mail or whatever, but you can schedule a time to pick up something that's physical. Right? If you drop off a flash drive and you tell them what chapters that they should really check out because whatever is important to them, you can schedule a time to pick it up. And that's just going to be a really easy door opener to have a conversation that leads to an appointment. The second way that you can really use the flash drive effectively as follow up, right? So if you have somebody that had a great appointment, or maybe they just want a little bit more time to just think it over, or maybe they want to go home and kind of, like I said, think about all the different aspects, or they want to share it with their daughter or somebody else that maybe they just want their opinion on it. Maybe even just not a decision maker, but just somebody else that they would want the opinion on, right? Now, you and I both know that during the website appointments, a lot of ground is covered, right? There's a lot of details that happen inside of that hour, right? And so for a business owner who just got their very first look during an appointment, to go home and try and regurgitate that to a significant other or whatever, or to try even to recap it for their own selves, right? That's really difficult. But a flash drive would provide them an easy way to navigate, via the chapters, the recaps of all of the important features that they had learned about during their appointment, right? And again, drop it off, pick it up. The magic is in being able to pick it up. So, if you're thinking that you might want to take advantage of this flash drive, it is 4 gigabytes worth of space and it comes preloaded with those things that we talked about. But you can totally add other things onto it as well because it's a flash drive. It's not a non-rewritable CD. You can go ahead and purchase that. I think they're $10. But you log into your web center, you scroll down to sales aids, and then you choose the web center flash drive presentation, and you can order it there. I got one. I worked closely with Brett and Jeremy to work on the structure. I think it's really, really great. It's a really nice comprehensive overview, and my favorite part is that it's broken down into chapters. So if all you care about is one or two things, you don't have to try and rewind and fast forward to all the different specific things that people don't care about. All right, so we're going to switch over to brochures. So brochures are really best used with warm market contacts. They're best used one-on-one, right? If you just drop off a ton of brochures like in some random restaurant, the chances are they're not going to be read, right? Just think about yourself. Think about the last time you walked into a dental office and you saw a bunch of random brochures for some random thing. You didn't pick them up, probably, right? You probably didn't you probably were not inspired to read a bunch of random brochures. However, if you personally give it to a prospect that you've spoken with, that you're working with, or somebody that's requested one, then the chances are that they actually will use that material and take a look at it and give you an opportunity to talk. Now, I just want to clarify that when you're on the phone with somebody, or if somebody's trying to brush you off, even, they may say something like, "Oh, just send me something in the mail," right? And that's generally code for "Don't call me, I'll call you," which basically means I'm trying to get you off the phone, but you can feel free to send us something in the mail that we're going to throw away. Again, I want you to think about just who you are in your own personal life. And when you open up your mailbox and you see random flyers for random businesses that you didn't request, that basically they're just soliciting you. And I want you to think about how effective or ineffective that is for you, right? So it's really, really, really important that when you're taking advantage of the brochures, that you still think of it as a way to support you doing one-to-one marketing. Right? It's just simply something that supports a conversation that you had. It's a nice takeaway, and it's a great way for them to have something that in between when you first talk to them and when you're going to follow up or when you set an appointment, okay? So if you're using simple sales, and I mean, first of all, it makes perfect sense if you're using if you're a major in web centers, you're taking ownership, you're using networking approach. It would make perfect sense for you to share a brochure with somebody, right? Because you're saying, I specialize in helping businesses leverage the internet. Here's one of our brochures. That makes sense. That's just plain as day. But if you're using simple sales and if you're using the referral approach, really the most effective way that you can use this is to say something like this. Hey, the company I work with, we have an entire division that helps businesses like yours leverage the internet. Listen, I can grab you a brochure and set up an appointment with a product specialist if you'd like. Now that does two things. Number one, it's establishing that you work with a great company, and you're saying obviously that you're not specializing in something, but that you know the people that do, right? And not only are you offering a brochure, but you're offering more than that. You're offering an appointment, which is with a product specialist, somebody that does specialize in this, so that you can help them get the information that they need. So what I want to do is I want to show you um, in your web center where you can go ahead and create your own brochures. We have professionally designed brochures which are customizable by you for you guys located in your web center. So once you log into your web center, what you want to do is click on Web Center, scroll down to Sales Documents, and then down to Brochures. This is what will pop up. It just says create brochure, and it's very, very simple. It asks you to select a language, a font, a delivery method, meaning do you want to download it? Do you want it emailed? The MA, I think these are, you can easily upload these to the MA print shop, all of those things. Then it asks you to enter in some basic text, like your company name, your URL, the contact name, the job title, things like that. And it asks you to choose some of the templates. I think there's 8 that are currently there. And then once you select all of that information, it goes ahead and it generates a brochure based on the design that you selected with your information that's been uploaded. So here's a really nice example of one of the brochures that we can create. And then what happens is all of this information at the bottom is replaced with your information. So, in addition to creating these customized brochures, you also can share the features and benefits guide or the social media marketing guide. Now, I mentioned that these are available on the flash drive. And they are downloadable on the flash drive, but they're also available to download in your web center as well. Again, these are great to be shared as a first look or as a follow up. I especially love sharing these with customers that have purchased a website from me, and just give this to them and say, hey, just an FYI, I know you bought the website and there's a ton of stuff that comes with your website, but here's a list of all of the features and benefits that come with your website. And remember, you get unlimited support with our customer care using all of the features and benefits and all of the social media marketing that you can read about here. Right? It gives a great overview of the product, great guide, and it also gives them the quick what am I trying to say? When you call into tech support and you have to choose a number to get to social media marketing specialist, it tells them the quick dial. So, click 1 for this and then click 5 for that. It's really, really cool. All right, moving on to business cards. So before we talk about business cards, I want to first start by saying that if you are using the simple sales solution, you do not want to make yourself business cards. That doesn't make any sense. It just socially makes absolutely no sense. So the only people that would be taking advantage of the business cards that are available are people that specialize in web centers. So how can you use them? Well, the first thing that you want to do with a business card is exchange them. All right. So you don't want to just go ahead and drop your business cards off and just hope that magic person picks it up. Or you certainly don't want to talk to a prospect and only give your business card. You always want to get one in return as well. And the reason is because you don't want to just give all of the power to them to reach out to you. Right? Keep the ball in both courts so that you have the opportunity to call them back as well and follow up. So exchanging business cards is really the best way to get the most out of them. It also does some really great things for branding yourselves. It gives you it sets you up as a professional. It's great for making professional contacts because professional people exchange business cards all of the time. It's great also for exchanging information once an appointment is set. So one of the things that we do when we set appointments is we ask, people to make sure that it's a good time. And if you have anything that comes up, please make sure to contact me, at least a day in advance. And here's my phone number, here's my email, etc. So when you hand them a business card, it just keeps it really simple. You know that they have all the information that they need, right? And again, it's a great way to also share with folks who are well connected that would be willing to share their contacts with you. So I do this with my clients all of the time, even like once a website is launched, I'll always say to the person, like, I'll let them know, hey, we have a referral program, and if I know of anybody that's looking for new countertops, because that's what you do, can I have some of your business cards so that I might be able to pass them on as well, and I'm certainly going to send them to your new website as well. But again, it's just a great way to share information with people. So let me show you where you go. You log into your web center. Again, you click on sales documents, and then you scroll down to business cards. This will pop up, and it's very similar to how you set up your brochure. You simply just choose a language and a font and all the different stuff, and you choose a layout or a template for your business card design, and then it will produce a business card. So again, it's going, instead of saying your business name here or whatever, it will replace all of this stuff with your information that you've just input. All right, so we're going to keep going. Again, I told you guys we're going to be covering a ton of tools today. And like I said, you may love some of them and hate some of them. It doesn't matter. At least you know it's there and you can take advantage of what you'd like. All right, so videos. So sharing videos, really, in my opinion, works the exact same way that you would share design from Facebook, right? When you want to share a product that you like, or if you want to share a YouTube video that you like, either with everybody on your friends list by posting it on your wall, or with somebody specific by posting it on their wall, you do it, right? So the same thing is true here with the video. So you can share the overview video. It's like a teaser video that's a few minutes long on your own Facebook wall. You could also post it with a single prospect, or you could email the link, right? You can use your web center, or you could use the mobile site. There's all different ways to share the video. But the video is basically just like a 3 to 4 minute teaser video that just really quickly briefs everybody on what our product can do for a potential client. So it's a quick Cliff Notes version of the flash drive, right? And it's available on the front end of your web center, and it's also available on the mobile site. And I'm going to show you how to make sure that you have a web center front end that actually has the video available. I'm going to show you how to get to the mobile site as well. But remember, when you're using these videos, you need to understand the point of using the video. The point is to pique interest, right? The point is to open the door to start a conversation. And even to follow up with excuse me, and then once you've picked their interest, and once you have people responding or giving you some feedback about it, you follow up and you offer an appointment, or you follow up and you ask, great, I'm glad you like it. Do you know any businesses that could benefit from this solution? That's the right way to use these videos. So let me show you how you can locate the video on your web center so that you can use it. So when you want that video to be available on the front end of your web center, where customers or anybody that goes to your web center can see it, you have to make sure that you've chosen a web center design that actually has it. So what you want to do is click on web center, down to tools, and you would click on change design. Okay, what will populate is all of the different designs that you get to choose for yourself. So if you didn't know this already, as web center owners, we get a front end of that we can send clients to as well. And when clients go to our website or our web center, they can watch videos, they can read about features and benefits, they can request appointments, they can do all kinds of great things. So any of the designs, I believe it's number 16 through 22. The later designs, they all come preloaded with that teaser video that we talked about. So this is the one that I use right here. I use design 16, and I have this in the videos right there, and I send people to it all the time. So you would go ahead, select the design that has the video, and now your web center has the video right on the homepage. So this is what my web center looks like. This is what your web center can look like. Like I said, we all get to choose some really great preloaded designs. Another way that you can share the video is by going to m.mawebcenters.com. This is only playable on mobile devices. So I took this screenshot using my computer, and so the video was not compatible. But if you access this with an iPhone or an Android or a BlackBerry, the video is playable. It's the same teaser video. So if you're on the go and you're just happen to be talking to someone and you want to show them a video or whatever, you could totally do that. It's just a really great way to share information. Now, remember, if you're using Simple Sales, you would not be sending prospects to your web center very often. And let's just be clear, the web center is a great support of you when you're talking with prospects, but it is not, again, a set it and forget it kind of approach for sales. You still have to talk to prospects. You still have to ask questions. You still have to go through the process properly if you want to have a qualified appointment and a serious website prospect. So we're going to skip through and we're going to move forward to domains and emails. Okay. So again, domains and emails, again, this is really only for people that are majoring in web centers or that are, that are not just using that referral approach. Now, if you're using Simple Sales right now, that doesn't mean that you're never going to, grow into a different approach. So it's really great to keep your ears open and learn about what's available for you in the future as well. But if you are a web center major, you really should consider getting a domain name for your web center and having professional email addresses attached to that. And what I mean by that is as simple as this. Instead of sending people to, w.mawebcenters.com/my web center business, you could buy mywebcenterbusiness.com. And then you could send your prospects to mywebcenterbusiness.com. And then you could also set up email for yourself at Sarah at mywebcenterbusiness.com. It's just a more professional way of promoting yourself. And again, just think about yourself. If you went to a retail website and the customer service for that retail website was abcd@gmail.com, it kind of makes you think, really, like they have a Gmail account for their business? That's not very professional, right? So again, if you're majoring in web centers, you may want to consider this. Now, you can buy a domain name either through shop.com because they're a partner store, or you can buy them from your web center. I believe they're about $13 a year now, which is really, really great. It's not a big investment, and your web center is capable and enabled to have a domain name and have unlimited email addresses attached to it, right? You could simply send people to your .com name now so that they can watch that video or they can read about features and benefits, and they can even request an appointment by filling out the request a free demo form that's right on the homepage, right? It's all really great. And again, it's recommended only for web center owners that are majoring, using the networking approach, etc. So let me show you how and where you would find that. And just understand this. When it comes to setting up a domain name properly, you're going to want to call in a tech support and have them walk you through anything that you don't understand. I just want to show you where it is so you can see a really quick idea. You would go to my account and then down to domains and emails. And here's where you would register your .com name. Next, you would click on that and you could go ahead and add email addresses that are associated and give them a mailbox size. You can add as many as you want. It's really, really that simple. You can move it along further by running email marketing campaigns for yourself. So if you notice, a lot of the tools that are available to your website prospects, your clients, are also available to you as a web center owner. Your website clients are able to run email marketing campaigns because of the website software. So are you. It's really, really exciting. So as web center owners, our web center comes with a tool that helps us to manage our prospects and our clients. We can create email templates. We can send out email campaigns to our existing clients and even our prospects, right? We're going to go over some ideas for content and what I would recommend that you actually put into the body of those email campaigns. But first, let me show you where you locate those tools in your web centers. And again, email marketing campaigns, these are recommended for web center owners that are majoring in web centers or that use the networking approach. So the first thing you want to do is click on Customer Manager and then campaign. So you could create a new campaign by simply creating a campaign, and you would choose a time and a date for it to go and be delivered. You also can create some really great email templates so that you can create like a look and a feel for the email that's going to be sent out so that it's more professional and visually appealing, similar to the emails that you get from your favorite stores, that you've signed up for their email newsletter. Right? It's really, really simple. But what's really cool about this is that when you click on, excuse me, customer manager, you can simply add lots of contacts. You can upload multiple contacts at once by, uploading an email list from Gmail or Outlook or whatever. There's a lot of really great things on here, but just understand that you as a web center owner, you have the ability to have a customer manager, to have email templates, and to run email marketing campaigns. What I recommend that you do for content is first of all pick out how often you're going to send them out, and then kind of stick with that. If you're going to send one out a month, that's pretty doable, right? Go ahead and choose one a month. Or if you're going to send out weekly or daily or however, I don't recommend doing daily. I think people get annoyed with that. I wouldn't send out email campaigns more than once per week. But some ideas for content that you could include in your email campaigns are news about upgrades. So, for example, when mobile websites came out in August, I went home and I created an email campaign that I blasted out to all of my existing clients and my prospects that said something like, "Hey, we just upgraded all of our clients to now include free mobile websites. All you've got to do is call into customer care, and they will walk you through how to mobilize your website for free." Now, that did a couple of things for me. Number one, it built some really great rapport and even more loyalty with my existing client base. But number two, I was very careful to include my website prospects in that email blast. So I included people that were somewhat interested in buying a website, but they haven't done it yet. And what that did is it piqued their interest as well, and it let them see that I'm not just telling them that they get free upgrades, but they can see that it's happening. They can see that and not only is it happening, but we have communication with our clients and we're letting them know about it. You can also share some really great information about the website climate itself, right? Meaning like what's going on in the website world. You can take ideas from MA Web Center's Facebook or Market America's Facebook. Market America always posts stuff about online shopping and like the future of online marketing and and search engines and all kinds of really great stuff. You could also take information from Jeremy's Hot Topic, which I'll show you in just a second. But you could literally just, I mean, we do this with our blog when, we look at some of the stuff that Market America is posting in their blog, and they have tons of professional um, uh, social media content writers that are writing really great information. We take some of that information, we share it through our blog so that we know that it's going to our network and that we can use that as a way to prospect, right? You can use some other content ideas. You can talk about specials that you're running. President's Day was Monday. Maybe you ran a President's Day special with your websites. Hey, book an appointment and make a decision, by the end of this week and receive 10% off. You have the ability to do those kinds of things. You can let your clients and prospects know about referral campaigns or how your referral program works if you happen to have one. You can share recent design center work. You can edify teams of professionals. Maybe you could just share testimonials. You can do all kinds of really cool things. And it's all free. This is a free tool that comes with your web center. So I talked about one great place to grab some content for your email campaigns. By the way, you can also grab content, and all of these content ideas you can use in your social media platforms. You can use in your blogs. You can use it in email marketing campaign. It's not just unique to email marketing. You can totally use it for other things. So Jeremy's Hot Topics. What this is it's a MA Web Center's newsletter, right? And again, it's a great place to grab some more shareable content, right? You can share any of this content in your own emails, your own interactions with your prospects and conversation on social media, on your blog, etc. And in my opinion, this is also very similar to how we share information from the MA Web Center's Facebook page. That's why I started with Facebook, because the way that we share content from Facebook is very, very similar to how we share content in general. So let's take a look. I want to show you the very most recent hot topic that was just sent out. If you are a Market America Web Center owner, then you are on the Web Center newsletter email list. You should be receiving these. If you are not receiving these newsletters, I would first check your spam box and make sure that they're not being spammed. And secondly, you can email us at mawebcenters@marketamerica.com and ask to be added to it. So let's take a look. This one just came in, and I want to show you the different areas of the different topics that were in this previous one email that just came through. Customer service is king. A recent research by Bloomberg Business Week found that 80% of businesses want to get closer to their customers and have identified enhanced customer service as one of the top ways to achieve this goal. Right? So, food for thought and a great topic of conversation when recommending a high quality business ready MA Web Center site to your prospect. Now, what does that mean? This is a great statistic that I could share on my Facebook account and say, and by the way, all of our clients get unlimited access to all kinds of specialists 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, what I would do if I was sharing this content is do that. I would share the stat and I would share the fact that, by the way, we have that. We do that. Words to live by. Famous salesman and motivational speaker Zig Ziglar. He died at November 28th at the age of 86. He'll be missed. Over the course of his life, Ziglar gained millions of fans with lessons in success and speeches. Here are some notable quotes. Again, these are just some really cool things you could share. Over the oceans, think of all businesses. U.S. Small Business Admin reports that 97% of exporters are small businesses. So this would be a great way to open the door to talk to small business retailers or exporters, right? Cyber Monday surprise, more really cool statistics, and they all lead to me, asking a question at the end or putting a call of action at the end, right? Stuff about online shipping and the holiday season. There's all kinds of really great information that you could share. This is just something cool. Word of the week, T-commerce. T-commerce stands for tablet commerce and refers to the strategy of developing a website that is specifically tuned for rapidly rising number of tablet users. Now, why would I want to share something about the word T-commerce? Well, because as a MA Web Center owner, I can offer my client a free mobile website where they could take advantage of T-commerce, right? Again, this is all from the very one last newsletter that went out. I'm sure we'll be getting a new one out very shortly. But here's the bottom line, you guys, is there are so many tools that we have available to us, and I really believe that many of us are really underutilizing them. Now, with that said, I don't want you to turn around tomorrow and try to figure out a way to implement all 10 of the different tools that we've talked about, but go ahead and identify one or two of them and how you might be able to use them in your own efforts for prospecting for website customers, right? It doesn't matter if you use all of them or one of them or two of them. It all's going to come and boil down to this. All of the tools will be 100% useless if you're not involved in the process. All right? They are meant to give you an opportunity to get a conversation started. That's one of the main goals of us providing these tools for you to use. We want to give you an in or a door to open so that you can get people talking and asking questions so that you can then move that conversation along to ultimately offer an appointment, right? But again, it's not a crock pot. It's not set it and forget it, drop off a bunch of these, drop off a bunch of those, and then all of a sudden you watch your sales calendar fill up with appointments. That's totally unrealistic, and I don't want you to expect that that's how it works. You are the key point or the most important part about the sales tools is how you use them and if you follow up, okay? They're simply there to support you with effective follow-up and support you in positioning yourself to engage in conversations that will lead to great qualified appointments. They're basically an extension of you, and you still need to ask questions, and you still need to qualify your prospects, and you still need to ultimately set qualified appointments and follow up. It's really, really that simple. So again, I know it was a ton of information, but I hope it was very enlightening. I will be uploading this actual PowerPoint to our website tomorrow, which is mawc411.com. So if you want to go ahead and flip through some of the screenshots that I've shared with you tonight, you'll be able to do that. So thank you guys so much. I really look forward to talking to you guys the first Tuesday in March. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and take some questions.